Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Quelle Chris album, Ghost at the Finish Line. This guy is a Detroit rapper, songwriter, producer. He crafted a few of the instrumentals on Danny Brown's XXX mixtape, and he has a handful of projects out, two of which have dropped this year. This is the second of them. Quelle Chris is an odd dude, however, I don't think of him as being so strange that I would lump him in with other art rappers, such as Open Mike Eagle, or Bus Driver, or MELLO. I don't really think he's a meme rapper either, or simply absurd, and his delivery is far, far, far from aggressive. However, I would not call it comatose, boring, or listless either. He's a guy who's just very, very chill. However, his words are very dense with wordplay or deeper meaning or personal introspections or just straight up weird jokes. He's really an equal balance of thoughtful, playful, and serious. There are moments where his music really reminds me of Danny Brown or MF Doom or Mos Def, Pusha T, or maybe even like Das Racist. I think there are a lot of artists out there that have similar qualities right now to Chris, and to me that means potential fans. But I think part of what keeps his music from translating far outside of the underground is that he writes his songs to be so low key. Chris's songs have plenty of hooks. I wouldn't really say any of them pop per se, and there are lots of hip-hop artists out there who evade that sort of songwriting, and they're great doing that. They're completely fine doing that. I just think Chris is so eccentric that he has the potential to make songs that are a bit catchier, a bit more pop savvy, because as of right now, like I said, a lot of the choruses here are very understated. Like on the song Loop Dreams, where essentially we get Chris saying and overdubbing himself saying, loop dreams, loop dreams, loop dreams, loop dreams. You may get a moment of very dreary spoken word like on the track King is Dead as the hook, or a very eccentric shouted refrain such as on the track What Up, Como Estan Bitches! And another thing that really kind of kills the flow of some of these tracks is that structurally Chris keeps it so simple, with a lot of these songs starting with mere fade-ins or hard-ins and ending with fade-outs or just abrupt finishes. The fact that the songs on here don't start or finish that fantastically leaves this LP to me feeling like a bit scatterbrained. Despite the structuring and the flow limitations that this LP has, Quelle Chris still manages to captivate on many songs here. There's a good handful of tracks on here that are completely whacked out and they feel bold because of it. Case in point, the song Super Fuck. This track to me has Chris feeling kind of like a hip-hop blowfly, where he is working out the calves, working on the abs, using the shake weight, trying to get in shape for that. And ever since I heard this album, one of my favorite things to sing in my apartment has been ooh, ooh, Super Fuck. And then there's the song Coke with Denmark and Black Milk, which instrumentally feels like a beat that Swizz Beatz would have produced in Bizarro World. I love the ridiculous refrains on the chorus, the crazy lyrics throughout the song, and of course the at the end where we get fuck a club, bitches on the flyer ain't ever at the club. It's moments like this where I feel like Chris is at his most surprising, at his most interesting. And the closer too, to an extent, while I don't like this song as a finisher, I like the repetitious Don't Nobody Love Me, Don't Nobody Love Me, over a very quirky, spacious, synth-heavy beat. And I like how just simple this song is, with Chris saying that nobody loves him, but things will change as soon as he gets money. The track does seem a little too dumbed down to be interesting. However, in a way it can kind of be a self-criticism, with Chris making so many tracks on this LP about his time in the rap game and trying to make it in the rap game, and how maybe he's boiling his passion down to merely wanting to get money on this track, making it all seem maybe a little shallow in the long run. When Chris is serious on this album, he is dead serious, like on the track Loop Dreams, which is actually a really depressing look at Chris struggling as an independent artist. He's making no traction, labels are too his fans think he's made it, but he hasn't really made anything. And all of this is performed over a very dreary beat with a pretty eerie tremoloed synth lead that I like a lot. And I love the track Undying, one of the best instrumentals on this entire LP, with the background vocals, The tom beat that feels really primal on this thing, as well as the jazzy flourishes of horns that occur throughout this track too. It's just a really lovely instrumental. And this track is just sort of about Chris's passion for music, passion for success. I love the refrain on this track where he's saying, "I thought you did it for the love, but I love life, and since it's all connected, then I guess I got it right." And then there's the song Life Beyond, which is sort of an introspective moment about personal choices. And on his bars here, Chris reflects upon a lot of the other artists around him who sort of influenced him in a positive way in music. Black Milk, Danny Brown, Moselle, who actually appears on this track with a verse. And then there's the very eerie King is Dead, one of the more chilling tracks on this LP. And there are some more hard-hitting moments too, like the previously mentioned What Up, as well as the song PRX with Guilty Simpson, as well as Alchemist. With Open Arms is a bit of a posse cut. I like these tracks. I mean, really, I like all the tracks. There are only a few that underwhelm me, but still, as a whole, when I listen to this album, I don't find myself captivated by the entire thing as an experience because of just how unorganized and unkempt it is in a way. It's kind of like looking at a really great sculpture, but it feels kind of unfinished, or it feels like the corners and curves haven't been completely sanded over or chiseled out to perfection. There's just something about Ghost at the Finish Line as a whole that feels kind of uneventful. And while I am drawn to the weirder moments on this LP, maybe there are some tracks here that I feel aren't such great songs versus just silly song ideas, sort of like Super Fuck. However, it's spots like this that I think are a testament to Chris's personality, because even though these songs don't feel fleshed out that heavily, don't feel that built up, I'm not getting a great sense of ambition from the songs on here. Still, Chris is such an eccentric and just off-the-wall rapper that he shines through a lot of it much of the time. I'm feeling a decent to strong 7 on this transition. But if you've given this album a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Quelle Chris. Forever.